And shifting focus away from the Americas now to West Asia, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called on Wednesday for the closure of the UN Palestinian Refugee Agency, or UNRWA, as its forces conducted more airstrikes in Gaza amid release of hostages in the enclave. Donors, including the United States, have paused funding pending an investigation, but aid agencies say ending UNRWA operations will wreck humanitarian efforts in the devastated enclave. Donors are demanding a swift investigation before resuming funding. Israel has accused some UNRWA staff of involvement in the 7th October Hamas assault in southern Israel. Netanyahu says the UNRWA's mission must be terminated.
It's time that the international community and the UN itself understand that UNRWA's mission has to end. It is self-perpetuating also in its desire to keep alive the Palestinian refugee issue. And we need to get other UN agencies and other aid agencies replacing UNRWA if we're going to solve the problem of Gaza as we intend to do.
Israel welcomes the decision of many countries to suspend their funding to UNRWA and calls for an in-depth, independent and transparent investigation into the agency's conduct in the Gaza Strip, both regarding the involvement of UNRWA employees in the October 7th massacre and regarding the employment of Hamas operatives and the involvement of terrorist elements in its activities.
Meanwhile, the Hamas on Wednesday released a video showing clashes with Israel's soldiers inside Gaza. The video posted on Hamas's Telegram channel showed clashes with Israeli soldiers and vehicles in Maghazi and Bureij camps in the central Gaza Strip. Israel's military said on Thursday that its troops killed dozens of Hamas terrorists over the past day in encounters that raged across the entire Gaza Strip. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met top Israeli official Ron Dermer in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday. White House spokesperson John Kirby, during a briefing, said that the meeting between Sullivan and Dermer focused on the delivery of humanitarian aid into Gaza and advancing negotiations for the release of hostages taken by the Hamas. The meeting comes on the heels of Jake's meetings with the families of the American hostages and his discussion with the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Al Thani, on Tuesday to reach a deal for the release of hostages held since the conflict between the Hamas and Israel erupted on the 7th of October last year.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan had a chance to meet today with the Israeli Minister for Strategic Affairs, Ron Dermer, while he was here in town. They, of course, discussed the situation on the ground in Gaza. Also had an opportunity to talk about continued efforts to increase the flow of humanitarian assistance into the people of Gaza. And, of course, they talked about our ongoing collective efforts to get all the hostages released, get them back home with their families where they belong. And those negotiations and discussions are certainly ongoing right now.